Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and to be shedding more light on this important topic, I'm honored to be having with me over the program and on the phone Ambassador Gamal Bayoumy, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. How are you?
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much. First of all, how do you see the importance of the economic integration between Egypt and Africa as a broader strategy for the development of Egypt itself?
In general, the lesson I got after serving many years in Africa, that if you want to increase the trade among the African countries, you have to invest in Africa. Because Africa has a lot of opportunities which we are not using. Very simple industries like canned food. They have a lot of vegetables, many agricultural products. They just throw it. I used to buy in Cameroon mango, not because of its price, just the children who are picking it from the street.
Yes.
Then once I imported from Egypt a complete shipment of canned food, then Simon Ashidachu, the Prime Minister of Cameroon, called me saying, I'm not thanking you because you gave me a present. I am really congratulating you that Egypt has such an industry and you do not know. Come and invest. And this is not a huge investment, by the way. Now, our president make a good initiative in this concern, asking the donor countries to come to invest in Africa with the help of the Egyptian experience, which is really means something, and to come and then what we call trilateral relations. Donors from donors country, Egypt with its experience, and then the African soil. And we had some good responses from China and from Japan also. So let us go and try those small things. And I think that we deserve it because we have long experience in Africa. Another good thing that we are acceptable to the African. I was well received everywhere I went to Africa. I always repeat that I met leaders in Africa. They say that they are coming from a pharaonic time.
Yes.
In Cameroon, there is a certain region in Cameroon, they're still building their houses in the shape of pyramids. So Egypt is looked at with all confidence from the Africans, and then this is the time to start serious cooperation. Talking about energy, we have a huge opportunity here. And after we build the Aswan High Dam, I asked the German, the Russian helped us to build the Aswan High Dam. The German told me something, it was amazing to me, that Germany built electricity stations in Egypt 5 times the size of Aswan High Dam. Can you believe this?
Yes.
Another thing, that now we have the Arab huge program to connect the electric from far east in Baghdad up to far west in Casablanca. And we do not invest more, just connect the net. And you use the difference in timing. There is something like 2 hours timing difference between Baghdad. And now if it was almost 10 o'clock, they start to shut off the electricity. Then you use it. Couple of hours to come at midnight, then it will be still 10 o'clock in Casablanca.
Yes.
And from there, they export the Arab electricity to Madrid and to Spain. From our side, we are going to send these cables. We already send it to Beirut now. Beirut and Gaza, Jordan, Amman is using our electricity. So from Syria, then we go to Turkey and to Europe also. So this is a beautiful trilateral cooperation between Africa, Arab world, Egypt, and Europe. And I hope this will go ahead. Also, let me not fail to mention that we are going also to connect the electricity with the south of Egypt.
Yes.
Sudan, with Tanzania, where we built Nyerere dam and electricity by the Arab constructor. Hopefully that when Ethiopia is ready to cooperate, we shall buy their electricity still to Europe. It is a beautiful sort of cooperation within the African and within the African with Europe also.
Mr. Ambassador, you have given us an overview of the strategy for the foreign policy under the tenure of President Sisi for the past decade or so, and more specifically even with Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdulati. How would you assess the efforts that were exerted under the tenure of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to be having more coordination and more cooperation, not just with Africa, but with the rest of the world? Of course, the focus for tonight is on Africa, as we have returned to Africa once again, strongly and decisively. So how would you see the efforts and the foreign policy strategy and the agenda itself for the past years, and how will they be going on more further in the future?
Yes, I cannot find enough words to explain how I am, as old diplomat, and very old diplomat, I am very satisfied with this policy.
Yes.
Why? Because during the last 10 years of President Mubarak, and by the way, I look at him with very esteem, and he supported me during negotiations, but because of they tried to kill him in Addis Ababa, you remember, and because of course the age, it was a security matter that he never went to Africa in the last 10 years of his time.
Yes.
Now we have a president who went everywhere in the world, and but what is amazing to me that he went to a country. I was a non-resident ambassador to Equatorial Guinea.
Yes.
Because why non-resident? Because there is no resident, and you cannot live except when the president called on me, and he still exists. He would invite me to live in the presidential palace, where you do not find water after 7 o'clock. Things like that. President Sisi took with him the Arab constructor. They built an embassy now, and we have now an embassy and ambassador in Equatorial Guinea. How can I explain more and more about this initiatives? Now also we establish the Egyptian Agency for Development in Africa, which will start to support and finance projects in Africa. But I must be frank to you and to our audience that we need more and more support and finance from our partners, whether in Europe or the United States or wherever.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, how do you see the importance of the role of the COMESA in the intra-African trade nowadays?
COMESA was a very good experience. We started it, and there was a little bit resistance to Egypt to be a member with COMESA.
Yes.
But we convinced them because half of the Arab world are African, from far Mauritania in the far west up till Baghdad in the far east.
Yes.
But half of the Arab world anyway are African. So we joined the COMESA. But the good thing also, it is an initiative of our president during his time when he presided the African Union, that we have 3 subcontinent groups. And his initiative was to connect the 3 free trade areas of Africa to have one big African free trade area, which is now combined of 51 countries. This is something amazing because the inhabitants is 1,200 million inhabitants. This is the largest market in the world. Let us do this, and I hope we can use such thing as free trade it will encourage, of course, more and more investors and investment in the continent.
You've mentioned the membership of Egypt, Mr. Ambassador, in the COMESA. How do you see the importance of Egypt being a member at the COMESA and the benefits of it for the country in terms of the market access to other countries and the flow of investments into Egypt itself?
Yes, this is a very good example you are mentioning.
Yes.
Because our trade with Africa and our trade with the Gulf states also, it increased by 4 times since the COMESA started. 4 times our export traffic. And we have surplus for our side in our foreign trade, whether with Africa or with the Arab world. This is very good. Now we have also the association agreement between Egypt and Europe, which our president was welcomed in Brussels lately, with 27 European countries, the richest area in the world. And also our exports to Europe augmented by 4 times. What do you want more? And we benefit from European Union as the largest trade partner to Egypt, the largest supporter to our development and our investment also.
You mentioned, Mr. Ambassador, that the European Union is the biggest trading partner with Egypt. What about the African Union? Because the trade exchange between Egypt and the African Union has totaled about $9 billion. What are the main sectors that we could be having more growth in for the future between Egypt and the African Union, and how can we be sustaining this momentum?
Yes, I have just to draw your attention about the level of development between Africa and Europe. Europe, of course, is a huge market for us. That's why it is our main trade partner. With Africa, there is an opportunity. We are doing fine, but not enough. I hope that in the coming years, it will be much more. But still, Europe is our largest trade partner.
Yes, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumy, the former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate over the phone.